Top stories. UCM President YK Dhiren lashes out at Centre PR government of Manipur for prioritizing festivals rather than resolving conflict, urges people not to participate in such festivals. Another death at RIMS Hospital sparks outrage today. Attending physician injured in mob attack. And flood-affected victims of Mayang Imphal eagerly waits for government's aid. Good afternoon and welcome to Pm-Istv English News at 4. Now we have the detailed news. President of United Committee Manipur, YK Dhiren has lashed out at the Centre and PR government of Manipur for prioritizing merrymaking festivals rather than resolving conflict and further urged the people not to participate in such festivals. He made the statement during the rituals of Langban Haitha Laitha performed for martyrs at the Great June Uprising Memorial Complex, Kekrupat. UCM General Secretary Santana Hakpam and other eminent personalities, leaders of various women organizations too attended the occasion. YK Dhiren continued that since 2001, Langban Haitha Laitha is performed every year to pay tributes to those who have made supreme sacrifices while protecting the unity and integrity of the motherland. On the other hand, he stressed the need of the indigenous communities to safeguard the territorial integrity of the state. According to him, prioritizing individual community interest over collective well-being might lead to downfall of the society. YK Dhiren also lamented over the Centre and the PR government for giving importance on festivals instead of addressing the condition of the IDPs and the people of the state.
Thawaina pontha pikraba dunglaba athowi mayama ekoi leiringai tanja sida crisis ase fazana resolve taunaba central government su state government lengak ani si tasen narakanda afaba lengak sasan namagi mami leibak sida rule of law lei habese lamdam sigi kunai sigi miam the indigenous people the khangan bagi mohta makoina kaisu leita na crisis asi nathairaga thambagi mong da thamakanda festival lomda sangai festival atu festival na adu romde hena kok thadarakanda madu da miam sing asi ngahon nabo honarak pose masi hena laibak tibani asu natabida kunai sigi yangle lamdam sibu kannabo honabada ekoi crisis asi hena loisinabo honabana hena pagani adu natabida miamgi khwalao musung miamgi wakalon singa se nathaira kanda festival lomda mai onjilaga jatkhiba haibasina hayeng tungda crisis asi matakta hena miamgi pendaba khwalao ma lakpusu yai haibase ekoi United Committee Manipur gi maikai degi thamjaba wafamni.
Tension gripped RIMS hospital premises this morning following the death of another patient. After a woman died post-delivery, family of the deceased stormed the hospital and assaulted the attending physician. The injured doctor is said to be undergoing treatment. It may be mentioned that RIMS witnessed similar protests yesterday after the death of 50-year-old Yambem Shanjoy of Bamon Kampu Mayai Laikai. The deceased woman who died today was identified as Singshubam Ongbi Manju, 36, wife of CH Niran of Lilong Chajing Awang Laikai. CH Niran told media persons that his wife was admitted at the hospital for delivery on 16 September and at 2:30 p.m. yesterday she had cesarean section and gave birth to a baby girl. Post-delivery, his wife experienced bleeding and underwent another operation at 7:30 p.m. last evening, he said. After her operation, she was kept at Neuro ICU and on the wee hours of Sunday, she was declared dead by the doctor. The family held talks with the medical superintendent of RIMS and after both parties failed to reach an agreement, the irate patient party resorted to assault the attending physician. It has been stated that the family of the deceased held another meeting with the authority of RIMS hospital.
some for the technology and demand TV machine had to do now. I didn't say when to that time, but already now the law comes there. So much of us want to say, well, you have when Dr. Namsina, the Ilo, the flood being the Ilo one prince and I use Harry actually when I'm passing you on the kitchen Yam Hadula in the Mona, when that Salmagadi, from this transport,
Mayang Imphal is also one of the most affected regions in the recent flood. The flood has left many farmers and fish farmers in distress as paddy fields and fish farms have been inundated in water. With their livelihood being destroyed in the flood, distressed residents and farmers sought immediate attention of the state government to address their grievances. Here is a report.
Due to the continuous rainfall in the past days in Manipur, several places of Imphal East and Imphal West district are inundated, leading to the devastation of the dwelling houses, paddy fields, fish farms, agricultural land, etc. are all inundated now, and the farmers are facing a very grievances, and also they are facing a lot of the problem due to the inundation of these vast extending fish farms and paddy fields here. So they are facing a lot of the problem here because they have lost a lot of money they have expended, and they have expended a lot of laborers, money, and also time. For all this, they have lost due to the inundation of this vast extending agricultural land as well as the fish farm. So they want to draw the attention of the government immediately. That is, they want the government to intervene immediately, and even they want the government to provide their compensation. So we have to wait and watch how the governments are intervening in this situation and how the government will provide the compensation to the victims of this flood. So and also it is necessary to see what may happen to the life of this farmer of this area. So according to the report called from this area, the people especially residing in these areas are facing a lot of the problem and the grievances. So they want to express something through the ISTV news. So let us see how they are facing the problem due to this inundation of the vast extending areas of the agricultural land and also the fish farm with an ISTV report.
Masi surrounding le problem dagina kaitharak basi phuz yankhai humphumuk changchi kaithare adu taktharak basina iram sipai le problem phibo le jono drom mang hai tare swaida leisum taktharaga sirai adugo jono do makhal kai simma leire pawideksi mama le kai maning le kai hai tare si anam manadi le problem swai sidadi lowna nam boin tawinga gi diam ko taw aduga khetang haidarak budai lowgi Frank you and number Tore. Masi around Prama Madayam, the Lupalising, drummer full lucky Matana Bangactani. To give Matil, I am no mang haitar. Nga Krale Hobasi, Kanaba Langnari Adobo, Tamangam Dresden, singing film Lagadi, Rai, Canal Patavanina, Sing Book Talerabina, Masi Yarakpam, Sunyatabasi, Nebini, Kaidring at the Lupa Lang Marirom, Sardan, Kalambane, Ado Hositi Kairam, the Cam, Lemdono, Hibadin, the Tamangamdre. From the Gaidagi Laga, Mungi, Sagi. Angang no December adagi di melton tawba punaboksi pham de loin tawbunina masi sokpodi yam soe mangi basi Canada ka wai tor mamang da su amata su kan tawba yaugidri phangba su yaugdi lakpadi khara lakhi aduga sima phange khole haibududi masi bo phangbadi leitri masi government gi side gi di masi moina mateng ketang di toning ngami singi no sidati.
Meanwhile, the president of Irabo Foundation Manipur, Mr. K.S. Gopen Luang, who visited these vast extending flooded areas, and he want to express something about the grievances of the farmers and the fish farmer, agricultural farmer through an ISTV report. So let us see how he expressed the grievances of the farmers, and also he also drew the attention of the government to intervene immediately and to solve the problem faced by the farmer of this area.
Manipur gi oina leiba lengaksina quick response team ma sema kanda assessment ama district khudingi handaki chausina maram moiga mangi bisingsi lobham thui aduga lobga loinana moigi wara basingsi da government na kari tawba yabage haibagi podu thijanbam thui aduna sumaina lobda mangi bisingsi na masigi lobham se September loirabnina lob komsana ba na khoi masi hauram matamnina sigi lobham sima pura mangabani kem sitpa yaroi phosing aduga nga singsina yola kanda imung manung thak kadabagi problem mayam do khoi imung manung sida khoi yam chauna mayok narani haibasi masi koi Rabo Foundation Manipur gi maike degi koi assessment oina koi phangjare aduna hoji pawbi go oina di so maike som da mangi ba koi gi lokpham mamam da koi gi famam tawbe sing da lupa lang mari manga gi mang ba se punna paraga di paisa se atuki matik yamna saukre yam thuba da koi masi gi assessment ama tawbe si hek loibaga koi mayam da ju sima lei habdu hajaraki aduga district khuding gi koi na lokhali ba report sing se koi na yam mayek sum na leibak miyam da ju mayam gi oiba sab koi report ama ju mayam da thamjage matam leibe khebik da koi na sum thengna ba se ising isa oiro ikang oiro kain mai hok lang po oiro government gi kaino sing se moi jing adam maning la lehoba Rabo Foundation Manipur sin lomi praja sing ga samnaraga mafam da salaga sumaina lobagi report si lakte khote haibagi mafam ngak ta oina karai da lori report no tang tra te ta seida mi na phingou phobudong na nga phari ba kholi ba sigi marak ta su lakte manung hanjal laga su lakte matai da su lakte government si kai dori no government se duna khoi asam bo khoi na moida wakhalam buk tawningai leite khoi government gi negligence sing se khoi Rabo Foundation Manipur na condemn tawi athuba matam da mafam sinba thungna assessment government gi oiba lobiu sahi wondring da moi gi account sing adu da direct benefit transfer gi system da paisa chap chap sing ado kapiu masigum sing se government yam munna hen haksan lobi rakanda victim oirba sing sigi yaipana na ba kitang lokhat piu ha je khoi gi yahuk theng ba government gi maikai da khoi apil lamtang tawjage.
From all this reason that the farmer have mentioned previously about their grievances due to the inundation of this water, it is immediate necessity to intervene and even to provide the compensation to the affected farmers if possible. For ISTV News, I am Kumarjit Wahengbang with cameraman Jigagan Sharma reporting for you from Mayang Imphal West District.
Former Chief Minister N. Biren met with Governor Ajay Kumar Bhalla yesterday at approximately 3:30 p.m. The meeting, which reportedly lasted for about an hour, is believed to have focused on discussing the current law and order situation in Manipur. It is yet to be ascertained whether the meeting also focused on information of a popular government. Normal life has been affected in Manipur due to the 24-hour Bandh called by the Armed National Revolutionary Front Manipur (NRFM) in opposition to the Manipur Merger Agreement of September 21, 1949. Khwairamband and other major markets, shops and establishments remain closed owing to the Bandh. Passenger vehicles stayed off the road. Fire, water, media and other emergency services were exempted from the Bandh. On the other hand, security measures have been heightened to prevent any untoward incident during the Bandh. The Haibong Pokpi Apunba Naharol Association organized the Langban Haisoi Katpa ceremony at Haibong Pok, paying tribute to the brave hearts who lost their lives in the Manipur conflict that began on May 3, 2023. Local elders, mothers and family members of the deceased offered floral tributes to their portraits in a heartfelt act of remembrance. Alternate Housing Complex Relief Camp Committee, Meitei Council More Meitei Lai Thogalup and Lining Thau Sanamahi Puya Santok Lup More jointly organized Langban Haisoi Katpa ceremony for the elders who have died and the brave hearts from More and Churachandpur at Langol Game Village Zone 3 Alternate Housing Complex Relief Camp. Joint Coordinating Committee Laimanai also observed similar event at Laimanai Meeting Shang. Langol Laimanai and elders and mothers from the surrounding areas offered floral tributes to the photos of the brave hearts who died in the conflict and offered fruits as part of the ceremony. A prize distribution ceremony for winners of 45th State Level Student Science Seminar 2025 was held by Directorate of Education S at City Convention Center. Director of Education S, N.G. Bhogendra Meitei, Additional Director of Education S, Biseshwar Kumukcham, Education School Hill Manipur, Dangmai Manglem graced the occasion as the main guest. Arnika Hong Shangbam of Mother Pride Academy, Bishnupur was awarded the Best Performer. She is set to represent Manipur in the National Level Student Science Seminar 2025 to be held in Bengaluru in October 30, 2025. A torch rally led by MLA of Thanga AC, Tongbram Robindro, was carried out yesterday evening with large participation from the public to condemn the ambush on a convoy of the 33 Assam Rifles at Nambol Sabalaikai in Bishnupur district on the 19th of this month. The attack claimed the lives of 2 personnel and left 5 others injured. The rally paid tribute to the 2 fallen soldiers and carried out a strong message of peace under the banner "We Want Peace." Numerous people joined the procession, raising various slogans before it culminated at Kairen Fabi Lamlong main road. Participants lit candles before the portraits of the martyred personnel and offered prayers for their souls to rest in peace. Speaking on the sidelines, MLA T. Robindro strongly condemned the incident and urged the people to renounce violence, work towards restoring peace and strive for harmony in Manipur. He added that the candlelight rally was organized with the hope of spreading the message of peace and helping bring back normalcy in the state. Armed Forces Ex-Servicemen Association Manipur has strongly condemned deadly Nambol attack by unknown armed militants. Veterans called the incident highly regrettable, emphasizing that such act endanger innocent lives and bring conflict into the heart of civilian life. They compared it to bringing war into one's own home, calling the act illogical and unacceptable. The statement reminded the public of the selfless service of the armed forces, highlighting their contributions in disaster relief, medical aid and national defense, while asserting that this ambush does not reflect the values of those who fight for a legitimate cause. They also extended their prayers for the departed soldiers, mourning the loss and expressing hope for peace. A wave of grief and solidarity swept across Manipur as communities in Kakching, Thoubal and Chandel districts organized silent protests and candlelight vigils condemning the recent ambush on Assam Rifles at Nambol. In the Kakching district, certain protests were held at Sugnu, Serau and Waikong, where Meira Paibis, civil society organizations, youth clubs, IDPs and elderly citizens gathered in large numbers. Holding placards and banners, they strongly denounced the attack and expressed their determination to stand by the security forces. In the Chandel district, villagers at Ceylon staged a parallel protest underscoring and uniting in condemning such cowardly acts. Candlelight vigils illuminated the night at Kakching Lamkai and Khongzom War Memorial in the Kakching and Thoubal district, and at Aibong Jaupi, Sajik Tampak, Khangbarol, Phaisangjang, Molcham, Mombi, Gamfazol and Changpol in Chandel district. The glow of candles and floral tributes offered by locals became powerful symbols of remembrance, resilience and reverence for the fallen soldiers.
दो लोगों की जो है दे हैव वीर गति उन्होंने प्राप्त की है और 5 जो हमारे भाई है उन लोगों को जो है अभी भी इंजर्ड है एंड वो उनका मेडिकल ट्रीटमेंट जो है चल रहा है। तो आज हम सारे यहाँ पे उपस्थित हुए हैं सो दैट हम हमारे जो ब्रेव हार्ट्स हैं जिन्होंने हमारा बलिदान दिया है हमारी सिक्योरिटी का इंश्योर करने के लिए, उनके लिए आज हमने यहाँ पे एक फ्लोरल ट्रिब्यूट ऑर्गेनाइज किया है।
PCCF and HOFF and Additional Chief Secretary Textiles, Commerce and Industry TCI Anurag Bajpai visited and reviewed various schemes and projects in Kamjong district covering villages such as Lungfu, Shingcha and Bungpa Kulen. The Additional Chief Secretary was accompanied by Conservator of Forest Eastern Circle Debla Laifrakpam, Director Handloom and Textile Elangbam Jiten, DC Kamjong District, Rangnamai Rang Peter, Divisional Forest Officer DFO Napoleon Rongmai and other DLOs. During the discussion with the village headmen and authority leaders of Lungfu village, Anurag Bajpai appreciated their efforts for maintaining a dense community forest reserve and informed them of the efforts which Forest Department is taking up for their development. He apprised them of the benefits which the community will get by capitalizing the forest resource base, thereby uplifting the living standard of the villagers. He directed the DFO to install camera traps in coordination with the village authority in Lungfu Community Reserve and for assessing the wildlife diversity. He encouraged the villagers to grow bamboo on Zoom lands under agroforestry model as the bamboo will fetch commercial benefit for them in the near future with possible investments in the state. Later, the Additional Chief Secretary, Textiles, Commerce and Industry (TCI) with his team visited the site proposed by the DFO Kamjong at Shincha village for developing eco-tourism. In national news, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the nation at 5 p.m. today, his office has announced. There is no confirmation yet on the subject of this address. This has triggered speculation on what the Prime Minister will speak on. The timing of this address is significant. It comes a day ahead of the implementation of GST 2.0 reforms, making it a possible subject of the Prime Minister's address. Also on the list of probabilities is the US crackdown on H-1B visa holders, a move that will affect a large section of Indian techies working in the US. The Prime Minister's last address to the nation was on May 12, 2025, when he briefed the people about Operation Sindoor, India's counter-strike after the terror attack in Pahalgam. Today's address comes on the eve of the rollout of GST 2.0 reforms. The cuts in GST rates, which will lower prices of a wide variety of goods, will kick in on the first day of Navratri. This is likely to boost consumption during the festive season. And now we have the recap of the top stories. UCM President YK Dhiren lashes out at Centre PR government of Manipur for prioritizing festivals rather than resolving conflict, urges people not to participate in such festivals. Another death at RIMS Hospital sparks outrage today. Attending physician injured in mob attack. And flood-affected victims of Mayang Imphal eagerly waits for government's aid. That's all we have for now. We'll be back with more updates at 8 p.m. again. Until then, goodbye.